I mean, she's just trying to get ahead in this world.
Yep, yep,
Sorry,
see?
I'm
There you
sorry.
go.
Oh
Come
no.
on, I knew you
Oh
couldn't resist it.
no. Oh no, I know. I am a
Uh
hack when it comes to getting ahead. Oh no, oh no.
Welcome to Horror Movie Survival Guide, Disco Citizens, the podcast where gorehounds
and best friends, Terry Gamble,
and Julia Marchesi break down a different horror movie each week,
exploring a multitude of genres, subgenres,
and subgenres,
classic and cult,
international,
and underground flicks alike, determining which films are the goriest,
and offering up horror movie survival guide tips to
help you stay alive.
Howdy, Disco Citizens. I hope you are ready for another episode of Horror Movie Survival Guide. I am Julia.
And I'm Terry. Julia,
And
I'm so excited. Yes. Tell me about it. What are we talking about this week?
Let's talk about 2015's The Blackcoat's Daughter, or AKA February, depending. The title for this episode is You Smell Pretty. And the tagline for this movie,
You do smell pretty all the time,
Oh,
Julia. You
thank
do.
you.
That's true.
I
One thing you gotta
try.
know about Julia Marchesi, you're gonna get, like, some delicious candy coated scent walking by her
I
and just
might
be
smell
like,
like a
"Ooh,
lemon meringue pie. I might be a white chocolate macadamia nut cookie.
something delicious." I feel like that is, like, your signature, and I appreciate you for that. I
Oh,
just wanna
thank
shout
you.
that out. If you see Julia IRL, make sure to just you can be a little
Give her the
creepy.
hug,
You gotta
get the
give her the hug and
sniff.
give her the sniff. Yeah.
There was actually one time a guy was standing behind me at the line in the bank, and he was like, turned to me and said, "Can I just follow you around all day? You smell so good." I was like, there you go, there you go. So
That's what
this
I'm
was
talking about. My friend smells good. She got a creeper at the bank. Oh my god, incredible. Great work, my friend.
so the tagline for this movie is "Abandoned as a child, raised by the dark." So this is the written and directed by Osgood Perkins. This is his directorial debut. I had not seen this, and I wanted to rectify seeing some of his earlier work since I really enjoy his stuff. And I had no clue what this movie was about at all. Nothing. No.
We both went in blind, I think,
We
going
love
into
that.
this, like, we love like, I tried to avoid stuff, I didn't read anymore, I just saw the title, I literally thought it was gonna be, like, some, like, old-timey, like, I don't know, by coat, like, black coat,
Yeah.
I thought it was, like, red coats, like, I thought it was gonna be, like, some, like, old war movie, I was like, We're gonna really do this, Julia?" But I was like, "Nope, it's not that, it's just, Kiernan Shipka, Emma Roberts, these girls going off." Wow.
Yeah.
Osgood
It was
Perkins, you're a weirdo. I wanna say that full from the top. What a brain and what a weirdo
yeah.
because he wrote and directed this. So this is gonna be your thing out the gate. Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. There's a lot going on in this movie.
But I think it's cool that a lot of his works do focus on female characters, which we will see with this one, of course. And we're going to open on a nightmare where Catherine, played by Karen Shipka, is having a performance, and she's so she has a nightmare. Next day, she's going to have a
She's
recital that
calling
her
for her mom and
parents.
dad in the dream, which, is
Yeah.
never usually a good thing if you're calling for your mom. I feel like that's like the most said phrase when someone's dying is usually
Oh,
it's
that
actually
makes me
like
so
I know,
sad.
unfortunately, so, like, when someone's near death, that's usually who they call for first is, like, "Mama, mama," like, even, like, with, like hate to bring it up, but, like, George Floyd, that was, like, basically one of his last words, he was calling for his mother, and so when someone's usually near death when you hear that phrase. So hearing that at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, that's not a good that's not a good sign." Anyone who works in hospice care will let you know that's typically what people will say or what they'll call for when they're about to die.
Yeah. So she is very upset that her parents are not going to be there for her recital. But Father
And
Brian,
it's
who she
Parents'
seems to,
Day, so all the
so
parents are supposed to be there, right?
right,
Catholic school.
it's the big school recital at the end of the year, right before the break. Um, there's something weird going on with her and Father Brian, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They don't ever
Like,
say anything
he
about it, but the way they interact with each other and the way she's more upset that he's not going to be at the recital more than her parents.
fully. Yeah, oh, yeah, he fully that guy, I mean, it's a Catholic school, and it's the father figure at the Catholic school. Unfortunately, there's a history of that being a problem, for a reason,
Mhm.
because if he's the only man in the room with all these women, if he's not a gay man, like, it can be a problem, and I think it's proven to be at the school. She has a very, clear attachment to him, that I'm sure stems from it looks like years of abuse, I'm guessing. That would be my guess for that. They don't talk about it, but that's what it feels like just
Yeah.
by the way
So
she reacts to him saying he's going to go up to Albany and not be there for her recital.
and I think that's a shout out both to Osgood and the actors to have like we get all that from this conversation that's not about that at all, right? It's totally about something different, but we are
Oh
able to
yeah.
read between the lines and they get so clear that they have some strange connection. So I think that's really cool. So
Or he
this
either
movie
did
is
table work or they're already trying to show us that there's a demon already trying to possess her or something.
maybe,
I don't
maybe.
know.
I don't know. We don't know
So
her
layers.
background. We don't ever really get to know her background, so we don't
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
So we're going to be splitting this movie into three parts. First part is Rose, who is played by Lucy Boynton, who is so gorgeous, like just stunning.
She's luminous, and then putting her in a Catholic schoolgirl uniform, I was like, "Osgood, well played, my friend. I approve of this message." Oh god.
Mhm.
Anyway, there's something about it. There's still something about it, just gorgeous. And she, you can tell she's kind of the bad girl by her vibes. She's got the dark hair, the dark lipstick, like her vibe is just, you can tell she has fun. That's what you
Yes.
get.
Yes, you can tell that she's kind of above the normal schoolgirl stuff and on some other level that we don't really know about. I would like to point out that they do go to the Bramford School. The name of the apartment building that they live in, Rosemary's Baby, is also the Bramford. So I think that that's a
Ah.
little to that. Tip of the
Nod,
cap.
nod, nod, wink, wink, nod, nod. I mean, Osgood is every film I think he has nods to like obviously the horror history, and I think as a legacy of horror, I
Mhm.
think and as coming out the gate as an actor, being Psycho, being one of your you're part of the property that your legacy of. He gives a lot of love to the genre, which I really do appreciate as well.
Agreed.
So yeah,
So,
and she's also pregnant, and her name is Rose.
Mhm, mhm.
So we've got a teen girl, named Rose, not Rosemary, but pretty close because they're at the Catholic school. Rose, who probably prays to Mary, is pregnant. And so we get that, but that hasn't quite divulged at that. She's at the school nurses saying that she's got a cold of some sort, but you're like, the symptoms that you're talking about seem pretty fake and also sounds like something else is going on. And yeah, so there's expectations of conduct that seems like she might not be meeting at the moment.
So when the all the parents' day is over, only Rose and Catherine are left because Catherine's parents did not show up.
Yeah, because this
Rose
is
is
the
like,
parents
"Oh,
supposed to
I
take you off for winter break after this,
yeah."
yeah.
So they're supposed to have like a couple of weeks off, and so Rose is like, I told my parents the wrong day to come the next day because we think we need to learn later that she has a date that she wants to go on that night. That's important, but so she pushes them off. But Catherine really was expecting her parents to be there. So the horror of that, like the mind, like the worry, I would be panicked to the count that like your parents just didn't show up for your recital first of all, and then they're just not there to pick you up, and then the headmaster's like, I don't really know what to do with you because you can't stay here. So I don't know.
Yeah, and this is really sad. I mean, this reminds me a little bit of have you seen The Leftovers with Paul
Mm-mm,
Giamatti? Anyway,
mm-mm,
it's like kids being stuck at in winter break, but they have a contingency plan. It's like the staff that are like there's always like somebody kind of pulls a short straw, so to speak, that has to like stay there with the kids. And so that's his character in that movie, which is also brilliant and like set in
mm.
like in the wrong time, all that stuff. You get a lot of fun stuff. But anyway, I felt like this would be a good double feature with The Leftovers as well, to pick you up after this. Um but and kids being left on break, but they don't have a contingency plan. So there's a couple of nuns that are there that are probably not the nice, like the nurse nun and like another lady, and they're like, I guess we'll watch them. Ugh. And no one wants to really watch after them. And they also charge Rose to look after, our young Catherine. And she's like, you're supposed to watch after me. And she's like, yeah, kid, just tell them I am. Like, she's not going to be there for her. And of course, she's freaking out because her parents haven't showed up. She had that terrible dream already. And it was like, what's done is going to be done. This is not a good time to be alone. She's so sad
No.
and scared. And she's the freshman where Rose is the senior, right?
Right. So she's really thrown by the fact that Catherine is quite sterile to her pleas for assistance. She does tell her that the nuns are wearing wigs and that pay attention to their hairline next time and their eyebrows, and that also they might be devil worshippers. So
Yeah.
just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Just so you know, and like scare the shit out of her before you leave. Like great job while she's already freaked out. Perfect. What a bitch. I mean, that's kind of a really shit move, but also she's, that kind of senior where she's like basically hazing this poor girl. Like, girl, get over it. She doesn't think it's anything serious, but she doesn't understand the experience that Kat is having in her brain at this time already too.
Sure. But she also kind of can't miss this appointment because when she meets this boy, we find out that like they can't get in contact with each other. So like this is it. Like you have to be there on this date and time, and that's all there really is. So there is the kind of push pull of what are you going to do? So she ends up going out and leaves. And then we're gonna get Emma Roberts showing up, and she's out of there, fresh out the institution.
Yeah, she's got her wristband still on from, being a ward of some sort. I think she was on hold or on watch. It sounds like a 5150 kinda hold where she was, not doing well and possibly suicidal of some sort, or that she committed something or some sort of crimes or something happened with this girl. And so they don't tell us what it is at the top, but we get some unraveling as the movie goes on. She unravels, it as it unravels, together all at the same time. Um, but, it gets weird real quick, but she's
Yeah.
at a bus station and she meets this guy, Bill.
James Remar being the great thing of casting James Remar is that I feel like he always has a slightly aggro vibe about him, even when he's trying to be mellow. So there isn't, I wouldn't trust him, right? You'd be like, there's something underneath going on, and I don't know what it is. You're projecting nice, but what is behind that nice?
100%. Like, he definitely has that thing where you're like, broken inside in a maybe not a good way, like, could go off. Like, he's a ticking time bomb for sure, and there's something beautiful about that, but also, I think he sees that right away in Joan because 'cause she's got the same energy of that,
Yeah.
like, she's not okay, clearly. She also looks like a ticking time bomb, and he's like, "Maybe I can diffuse this by helping this girl out." He also we find out through course of events that he, had a daughter and like she, kind of reminds him of her. And so he feels like he wants to help her out. So he takes her, he's like, "Where do you need to go?" She's stuck at this bus station. Looks like she missed the last bus. So he's like, "Can we take you somewhere?" And so she ends up on this road trip with this, husband and wife. And she's gonna fall asleep in the back of that car for many hours.
Yeah, and Linda, who is the wife played by Lauren Holly, is not happy about this turn of events. She does not want to pick her up, but here we go. So we see Rose talking with her man. She has told him that she's pregnant and she will not accept his help, even though he offers to help her in any way he needs, money, rides,
I'll drive
whatever. And
you. I'll drive you
yeah,
to the doctor. Like, mm-mm.
but she said no thanks. And so he's like, well, how do I get in touch with you? And like, you don't, like, just this is it. Goodbye.
She
Like,
just wanted to
oh,
let him know, even because her friends still, "I think you should let him know." She's like, "Well, if I'm just gonna get rid of it, like, what do I need to let him know for?" But she does give him at least that, you know,
yep.
knowing like, "Hey, this is what happened if you wanna know why I disappear," kind of a thing too, So,
So when she gets
mhm.
back in, she hears voices and follows them to the boiler room where someone is genuflecting in front of the flames of the boiler room.
It looks insane, and it's also feeling very Rosemary's Baby in that way where you're like, "What is happening by the fire?" And this person is moving with the quality of movement that is otherworldly, I will say. She looks
Hmm.
possessed. Like, the genuflecting is very erratic and, like, the movement is, like, of a circus performer who's trying to scare you at Halloween Horror Nights. Like,
Hmm.
that's what you get. So terrifying.
Okay, so we're going to get to our next
Mhm.
segment, which is Joan. We're going to
Yes.
find out that she has a bullet wound in her left shoulder. She's in the hotel, takes a shower. Bill comes in and then has a conversation. And pretty soon in the conversation, well, do you believe in God? And I was like, oh, there it is. Like you were waiting for the other shoe to drop. And there it is, right?
And she's like, "No." Immediately, her first answer without hesitation, which I appreciate. And I was like, "Oh, good for her." And he's like, "But you already got your like, nah." I was like, "Something happened to her, dude. Like, it's a no for her right now. Like, you need to spend a little more time if you want her to say believe in the word of our dear Lord and Savior." Do you know what I mean, though? Like, asking her,
Yeah.
like, in that fragile state, she's literally just got her little towel wrapped around her, and she's just like, you know, just looking like a broken human, and you ask her that in that moment, that's not the time. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So yeah, he says that he sees God in her, and that's his kind of way about it. So
But she's
w-
also had these visions that we've seen of, like,
right.
flashes of a priest and stuff like that, and, like, some of her dream sequence that we've already seen. We get that she already has some sort of effed up relationship with, like, the clergy and that kind of stuff. So if you've been somebody who's been abused by the church or anything like that in that way, it's like, yeah, you're gonna have a different relationship, and that's why she's clear in saying her no to him as well.
Yeah. And we do find out, they go to have some breakfast, and she finds out that the daughter that they talked about that they had lost 9 years ago, that they're going to go every year on the anniversary, that they're going to go to this place, which is Bramford, because it's Rose. And then she kind of she has a little giggle about it when she's alone. You're like, that's not good. What is that? Okay, let's go forward.
Anytime someone smiles in this movie, it's not good. Like, that's the beauty of the smile in this film.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of the movie, when Catherine's, like, talking to the priest and she smiles weird a couple times, you're like, that also didn't look like it was something that was supposed to be good, right? And so, and Linda, talks with her, like, she's like, "Oh, I'm so annoyed that he thinks, every time, that he sees a girl like that, he thinks she's Rose." And like, it's this whole thing. And like, she's like, "I don't think you look like her at all." And I was like, "She looks just like her." I'm sorry. Like, she looks like the blonde version of her. It's crazy. The casting is very good of them kind of having that, like, that vibe of like, they could be absolutely sisters.
But she also looks almost exactly like Kat, so that's kind of the
Could also be sisters,
interchangeableness of
right?
it, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, the wife says, "I can't see you at all. You just pick it.
Yeah.
They just picking up strange girls." So during grace, Catherine is scolded for scoffing during saying grace, and
While
then
they're having
pukes all
dinner
over
with the
the
nuns.
place. Yep.
Yeah. And then what does she do? She pukes everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Pukes
Ugh.
everywhere, and then
All over the dinner table.
yeah, and now she seems quite possessed.
Yeah, it's looking like exorcism. Like, it's looking like very, very that, and, like, even the way she acts with them, because she seemed kind of normal-ish early on in the movie, but now she's, like, her
Not at
skin
all.
looks like all, like, greasy and, like, kind of pale, and, like, she looks sick.
Yeah. So the police come to the school. The nuns try to placate her. She is very violent with them, and then the police come to the school with Mr. Gordon, who's the headmaster, and then they come in, see something bloody and horrible. Let's cut to Cat section. When she calls her
Yeah.
parents, a demonic voice answers the phone that says, "They're not coming. Kill the cunts."
Well, and basically she's also, that she'd also told earlier, she told Rose that, like, "Oh, Father so and so said I could stay with them." And that's not who she was talking to, even though, like, she made an assumption. So we get, this is probably the voice that anytime the phone rings, this is what we're getting on the phone. And I'm gonna say Osgood Perkins loves a phone in a movie, and we love a landline.
Hmm.
I feel like it's gonna come up in another movie of his, and even in the last movie, we had him having a landline phone call from the hotel when we did The Monkey. Um,
Hmm.
Osgood, I'm getting the Osgood isms, and that's one of them is absolutely put a landline in the film, and it'll be an Osgood Perkins, partly Osgood Perkins, like, little, like, to the analog world, which I think is so true, because there's something about phone lines versus, like, cell phones. I think that you're going to get a different experience of what
Hmm.
entities can contact you via the land, right? Versus
Hmm.
versus the cell.
And while Rose is smiling in relief that she got her period and it was all a false alarm, Catherine manages to stab the sisters to death, and then comes and stabs Rose to death and also cuts her head off. So when the
Yeah, but then
cops
she.
come, they find
Mhm.
her genuflecting again in front of the boiler, and she just got those three heads lined up with her, helping her out. Four heads are
Yeah,
better than one.
Julia, Julia, Julia.
Too far, too far.
No, it's great, but also wow. I mean, she's just trying to get ahead in this world.
Yep, yep.
Sorry,
See,
I'm
there you
sorry.
go.
Oh
Come
no.
on, I knew you
Oh
couldn't resist it.
no. Oh no, I know. I am a
Uh,
hack when it comes to getting ahead. Ah. Oh no, oh no.
uh,
I was like, don't
we do
wind us
we
up.
we do get a genuine hail Satan, and then we're
Yeah.
like, okay, there is devil worshiping happening in this. So I guess the nuns were not devil worshiping. They were just like, that's the wrong people who were devil worshiping. Were they as well? Because you feel like they would have had some like heads up from the guy if this was going to happen.
Or, I think she got demon possessed, which is what I think, what I
Is it
feel like
just
is
from the
happening.
phone call?
I don't know if it's just the phone call, but it feels like it was before that, right? Because it feels like it was already kind of happening when she had like the conversation with the priest. Which the phone call was before that though, when they said they're
Yeah.
not coming before she went in to
She
talk to him. It might have been. It might have just been the phone call, but it also she was already like an open vessel because she'd already committed sins, right? Like, I feel like if you're gonna
okay.
get in, like, in the Catholic blah, blah, blah of it all, like, she'd already, like, opened up some sort of floodgate by being a bad girl maybe with the priest or whatever had already happened,
Mhm.
right? So she'd already opened the gate, like you told me last night when we were, hanging out at the cinema, and I was, like, after at the Roosevelt Hotel, and I was about to do a seance to get the ghost from the Roosevelt Hotel to talk to us, but you were like, "Be clear on what you wanna talk about before you open the gates and open." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Let's, like, be clear
Yeah,
who
you
we're
were
gonna
like,
try to
"Oh,
summon."
hey, spirits." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. You
No, no,
you
no.
gotta be specific. Good spirits, helpful spirits, positive spirits. Not
Yeah.
you can't just blanket term it. I've seen enough. See,
Joyous
this is why I host the show, right? You see enough horror movies and you're like, "No, no. That's not right, yo."
I was like, "You're right, you're right. Joyous spirits, talk to us. Give us a sign that we're in, whatever." So anyway, yeah, so she has the heads lined up. And we've already seen like some crazy like contortion of her like in her bed and all kinds of stuff. Like each time they do a different story, we get a different kind of version of what's happened so far, or we're not sure if it's happened so far because the timeline also is not super clear. This is kind of like presence where it's like you're not sure where these actually fit, like, kind of in a timeline continuum necessarily, or what's true a little bit. There's a little bit of like,
Mhm. Yeah.
what's in
Is
someone's
it
mind versus what's actually real, a little bit of that too.
Yeah. So Joan asked Bill to pull over in front of the Bramford school and then stabs both him and his wife a whole
She
fucking
says she's
bunch.
feeling
And
car sick. That's
yeah,
her ruse, which is a great ruse,
and then
even
cuts
though
off their
she's
heads
smiling.
and puts them in a suitcase and takes them with her, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, and she rolls them into the spot, where, the other murders had happened. We see Rose's picture, she picks it up because there's, like, a little, like, memorial that had been, that's since, fallen kind of, into disrepair a little bit. It's just, like so she finds the little frame picture and it's like, "Huh," kinda smiles at it too, which is also awful. Yeah, she's gonna go down into that furnace to wake it up.
But meanwhile, Catherine is in the hospital, and Father Brian is there, and he knows right away. Got some demons to exercise. Let's fucking do it. On board, doing it.
Does his little
So,
ceremony, kisses his Bible, gets his little crucifix out, gets his holy water out. He's ready to do battle with the demon.
do you think that he has done this for her before? Is that their connection?
It's looking like he knows exactly where it is. It's looking like maybe yeah,
Because
I
he
don't
was
know.
able to, like, he looks at her and he's able to see when it like switches internally from the demon to her.
Mhm.
So we're gonna
I
get
think he
a
saw
big
it before too,
yeah.
right when they
So
had that
we're
conversation. Mhm.
mhm. So we're gonna get a big power of Christ compels you kind of thing going on, and then we will actually see the horned ferny silhouette of whatever demon was inside of her go, and she says, "Don't go," and is sad that it's leaving because I
That
guess
was her
that was
friend
her
because she was
companion.
alone because her parents are dead now and she knew they were dying. And so did the demon kill her parents? Is that what happened? Or did they just know that she was gonna be alone in an open vessel now? I don't know.
I don't know. So Joan goes to Bramford, and everything is cold and dark, and she freaks out, and then cries, looks at the camera. That's the end of the movie. Okay.
But also, well, because not just she cries, she calls out because she thinks that doing the ceremony, I think Joan isn't she Cat? She's Cat later on, right? Like she was
I
Cat
think that
from yeah, she's Cat grown up and she's come back like to like go try to reunite now that she's broken out of the institution that she was in. um, to try to like reignite and connect with the demon that was with her before, but the demon doesn't come back to her. So she tries to do the whole ceremony to get that demon back. She's still all alone, and then she realizes how alone she is in the world. So I feel like every Osgood Perkins movie is often about I know part of it, like, I did a little reading, since we're covering another one, I think, next week, teaser, of his films, and his another one of his movies is coming out right now, so we're very excited to be, in an Osgood moment, but a lot of his films deal with loss, and specifically him trying to work out, like every writer, you reveal yourself through your writing,
Sure.
working out his relationship with his father. You know what I mean? And the loss of that, and like trying to figure out, the loss of a parent, I think is in almost every one of his films that I've seen so far of his. And there's something about trying to find that connection and feeling alone. And so this character literally goes to the ends of the earth and then some, into the other world, to try to reconnect with something that feels familial and something that feels like love and a family, and she's left alone, and that's the ending.
Okay. So she wasn't okay, so she killed people in the beginning. So what really happened to Kat's parents? They just really were dead?
I think they really did die in a car accident, and then
Okay.
it left her as an open spirit on the world, untethered,
Okay.
and the demon saw an opening and possessed her. She ended up in a mental institution for years, and she did get I think the when he did the exorcism, it did work, but then she was alone and sad and like depressed for many years, then eventually made it out of the institution to go try to reconnect with the only thing that felt like a family that she still could have tried to connect with in the world, because that's what she felt powerful, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she tried to do it again, and she couldn't recreate it.
So how do you survive this film? I mean,
Well,
if it's really just like demon possession by phone, that's real hard. I don't know how you would skip that, right? Like that seems like it's going to get you pretty badly. And everybody else is just kind of unprepared for it, I think. There doesn't seem to be a lot of fighting back. It's just kind of surprise and then stab. So fighting back, always good. But as far as possession goes, man, rough. I don't
brutal,
know. Yeah.
brutal, brutal. Oh, yay, Possession. Ooh. I mean, it's always brutal, I guess. Even when we did the movie Possession, right? Possession is brutal. It's like one of those hard things to shake. Because even if you think you've shooken it, it's like, oh, now that you've opened the gates, and then all of a sudden the thing can morph and like become another thing and possess something else. And the thing just needs another vessel. So it's like it's always kind of
Yeah.
dormant till it finds the next, like, its next little ride, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Would you like to give me some gore factor,
Oh my
please?
God, I adore you, of course. Okay. 1, not enough blood to fill a Dixie cup. 2, a puddle of blood. 3, enough blood to gross out the average viewer. 4, a bathtub of blood. And 5 is run for the barf bag. Kids, there's decapitations in this movie, so you know it's a 5. There's multiple heads, like Julia said. Everyone's getting so much head in this movie. Sorry.
Chainsaws. 1, if you're desperate. 2, barely qualifies as a horror movie. 3, seen worse, seen better. 4, not too shabby. 5, fantastic oracle. This one is a 3 for me. There were
Mhm.
some things that I really liked about it. I really liked the performances, but I found it to be quite confusing, and I didn't find the ending to be satisfying to me.
It was not gonna be satisfying, because it wasn't satisfying for her either. So sad, it's so
Yeah.
sad, it's so sad. It's a 4 for me. I really enjoyed it. Not too shabby. I mean, if this is your debut freaking movie, I mean, solid work. Well done on the casting, of course. I mean, all these girls were firing on all cylinders in this movie. I love my little Kiernan Shipka, Emma Roberts, whatever, but I love all these other people. And yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So not
Tell
mad
us
not
what you
mad
thought
at
about
it.
this movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can find us on the internet. You can, if you would like to support us, you can go to our Patreon or our Teespring. I have 2 other podcasts. One's about Stephen King called The Losers
What?
Club. One's
Yes!
about Alejandro Jodorowsky called JodoWOWsky.
Yes!
And we have another show that Terry's going to tell you about as well.
Oh my God, that we do the last Thursday of every month with the George A. Romero Foundation. You can check it out on the Garf Network, where we have a whole back catalog of episodes. If you have not dipped in, it's on YouTube on the Garf Network. That stands for the George A. Romero Foundation. We love you, George. Big ups to you. Anyway, legend, king, makes us do what we do. I just love shouting him out. Anyway, and you can just find us all over. Give us suggestions if there's another film you want us to cover. If you also consumed all of Osgood's work at this point, let us know. I would love to hear from the Osgood heads what you think of this film and coming out the gate with something this hard, this sad. Let's go. Let's get into this. These meditations on sadness is what he does.
Have a good week, Disco Citizens, and take it easy out there.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for listening. Horror Movie Survival Guide is independently produced by Terry Gamble, Julia Marchesi, and Sierra Ryan. Hey, that's me. If you would like to support the show, find us on patreon.com/horror movie survival guide.